Well, hello. Today is Saturday, August 1st, beginning of a new month, rabbit. And you say that for luck. The summer's getting by so fast. Actually, this year is going by so fast. It's hard to believe. I was going to do the meetings outside, but it's Saturday, and on Saturday, my neighbors all cut their lawns. So all you would hear is lawn leaf blowers and lawnmowers and edgers and all of that. But I like that they keep their lawns up, so you got to take the good with the bad. You take the good, you take the bad, whatever. But anyway, how did I do? Let's look and see. I know. I can't believe it. I weighed 209.8 for a 2.2 loss, which brings my total to 94.4 pounds. Getting close. I'm finally in the next set of decades. You know my goal, if you followed me for a while, I like to get from I started in the 300s to get to the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, all the way down, and I was like fighting tooth and nail to get into the aughts, as they say, to 09. But I barely squeaked in, but I squeaked in, and that's all that really matters. So I'm really happy. I'm really proud of myself too, because if you follow my daily vlog, you know that this week I just kind of took kind of like a rest from Weight Watchers, but not in the point that I just ate whatever I wanted willy-nilly. I just was not so obsessed with the number on the scale, so obsessed with losing weight, and just concentrating on eating healthy, which this fits in perfectly when you eat healthier, because that's basically what I did this week. I did have some stuff along the line that I shouldn't have probably had, but not that I shouldn't have had it. It's just that in the past I would have thought, oh, okay, you had that. All right, you messed up. Because one day I had some chips with a sandwich. You know, it was delicious. It was really delicious. And I measured them out. I tracked what I ate. I did keep track of my points. I was a little over every day. But I just didn't obsess. And I really think that made the difference. I really, truly think it made the difference. So that's my outlook now for the following week, because you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm just going to try to continue on the path that I did this past week. I know I'm not going to lose another 2 pounds next week, but I'll lose something. But I got to get a little more firmly into under the 210. So I'd like to lose at least a half a pound. How about that? I'd like to lose at least a half pound. And I'm not setting a goal, because if we follow me for a while, you know, I don't set goals well. I set them really well. I just don't meet them. So I learned a lot about myself this last week, and I'm gonna go from there. So as they say. But anyway, let's talk about the weekly series, which is when you eat healthier. This is what happens to your body when you eat healthier. Makes sense. There are tons of reasons why we eat when we do. We might grab a warm chocolate chip cookie because we're happy or homesick, or maybe just because it smells really, really good. I was feeling a little blue yesterday because it came to my realization, because I always go in July, that every year since I've been born, I have gone up to Lexington, Michigan, and either stayed in a family cottage or rented a cottage, or I went to a cottage. I was always up there every year for at least 3 days, if not a week. It was always just a week, but sometimes, you know, financial circumstances led to just a couple days, but I always went. And because of Corona this year, I don't feel comfortable going, and so I didn't go. My daughter Christy went, had a really good time. My sister Denise went up for the day. She invited me to go. Maybe I'm overly cautious, but I'd rather be overly cautious than sick. So that's my thought. That's my thought process. But I was feeling a little down. I really was feeling a little down. And in the past, my choice to comfort me would have been to find some kind of sweet or fattening food. And if you follow me for a while, you know that I have my famous turtle cake in the freezer out in the garage. And I'll eat a frozen piece of cake. That will not stop me. But I'm very proud of the fact that I knew that this week I wasn't going to stress about things. I was going to realize what my triggers were. I was going to be aware. And I didn't have it. And I think I had some watermelon instead. kind of reached the sweet tooth with that. So I made the healthier choice. Now, I do tend to go a little overboard with my fruit, which is not really the healthiest thing to do. People will say, well, you're eating fruit, it's better than a cookie. Well, yeah, but you can kind of abuse any type of food. And I've been abusing fruit. I really have. So, probably should close that window. But the side is not that much, so he won't be there that long. But this past week, I still had my fruit, but I cut it back. I really cut it back, and I think that made the difference. I really do think that made the difference. So, you know what? In the summer, when you want to have your windows open, you got to put up with the noise. Sorry about that. We might grab strawberries because they're right at the front of the fridge or easy to snack on. And while we eat for so many different reasons, thinking about how it will benefit our bodies is another. When we choose foods based on what they do for us, we can pick healthier and more nutritious options more often. That's very true. I try to put all my healthy snacks right where when I open up the fridge, it's right there. So I gotta move it aside to get to anything that's bad or not as healthy. And the same with my pantry. Now I do have a cookie jar. I have a weird cookie jar. I have 3 cookie jars. And I have 3 different types of cookies because my grandkids all like different kinds of cookies. And now that they're coming back, I'm filling my cookie jars again. But I am not tempted by a store-bought cookie. I'm really not. I mean, I'll eat one in a pinch, don't get me wrong. I'm not such a snob that I won't eat a store-bought cookie. But they don't call my name. They just don't call my name, so I'm not tempted by them. So I can have 3 different types of cookies out there, and it doesn't bother me. But just in case, I have on the counter right behind it my fruit. I have apples, I have bananas, I have tomatoes because I like tomatoes, because tomatoes either a fruit or a vegetable. And in the summer I have either peaches or plums or nectarines, you know, whatever is in season. And I always have watermelon in the refrigerator, and you know I got my berries in the refrigerator. So I can always grab something. I, on Sundays, boil a dozen eggs. So I always have an egg that I can grab if I want a quick, you know, like piece of protein to perk me up. I have Low Point cheese sticks. I have the turkey pepperoni. So, I mean, I made some really healthy choices this past week. I ate healthier, and I actually ate more. If I'm going to be honest with myself, I ate more this past week, which just proves the theory that you have to eat to lose weight. And who'd have thunk that? But it's true. You have to eat to lose weight. The proper foods. That's the key. The proper foods. So what you want to do is focus. I want to focus on, if you want to focus on heart health, you want to pick foods that are low in saturated fat, like lean chicken or turkey breast or fish or nuts. I know nuts get a bad name. They get a bad rap because they're so high in points. But a quarter cup of nuts, I think, are 5 points. I count them as 5 points. Some are 4, some are 5. I count them as 5. A quarter cup of nuts is a lot of nuts, and they really hit the spot, and they satisfy you, and they're healthy. Because you do have to, as much as you don't want to have fat in your diet, you have to have fat in your diet. You just have to pick a healthy fat, because there is definitely a difference. So you pick that way. I love my chicken, and I make it so many different ways. Jim only likes chicken drumsticks, so some days we'll bake them, sometimes we'll do them on the grill outside. Occasionally he'll eat a meal that I prepared, with white meat chicken in it, if I make it in the crock pot. But he's not a big fan of it. Now, he does like my Alice's spring chicken. He'll eat that, and that's a white meat chicken breast. But anyway, if you want to focus on feeling fuller, eat foods that are high in fiber, like fruits, vegetables, and legumes. I had a lot more vegetables this week too. I had vegetables at every meal, even in my breakfast. So I do think that made a little bit of a difference for my weight loss too. Maintaining lean muscle, you want to have things that are high in protein: eggs, beans, plain non-fat Greek yogurt. Okay, I don't like yogurt, but I do like cottage cheese, which is high in protein. And I know I should probably eat the low fat, but I don't like it. And I've told you this, and I'll keep telling it myself, and I'll tell you guys too. I will take the points and eat the food I like, because I am not going to reach my magic number of 160, is what the Weight Watcher says I need to weigh, and then think I can go back to eating whatever I want. I have to learn to get to that weight, eating the foods that I love, in the right portion sizes. So I eat the 4% cottage cheese, and I have half a cup of it, which is 3 points. I'm fine with that. I'll take the 3 points. I have some pineapple or strawberries with it, which are 0. I usually put a tomato and some cucumbers with it. So you get a pretty good meal from just that. And it fully satisfies you, so you don't need to worry about that. And also, if you want to do supporting bone health, you want to eat foods that are rich in calcium and vitamin D, like our dairy, your nuts, your leafy greens, your oily fish, your fortified cereals. Like I said, I eat my nuts. I have almonds and cashews in a bowl that are mixed together. So I have those. I have cottage cheese. I don't drink as much milk. I do put a little bit of milk in my oatmeal. I think I put like a quarter cup of my milk in my oatmeal. But I do take a vitamin D supplement every day. I live in the Michigan, so you don't get that much sunlight in the winter, so I just get into the habit of taking a vitamin D tablet all year round. But I get plenty of sun in the summer, so I don't need to worry about it then. I kind of build it up to last me for the winter. And I love salads. If you've seen them, I eat massive salads. My salads are huge, so you can't say that I don't eat enough greens. And you just have to make smart choices. That's all. When you eat healthier, you feel better, you sleep better, you sound better, you just have a better whole outlook on life, and you're not as hungry. You really aren't as hungry if you eat healthier. If you eat a candy bar, it's going to perk you up for that 5 or 10, maybe 15 minutes. But then your sugar drops again and you're hungry once again. Whereas if you eat an apple, at least for me, it takes a while because I don't have that many teeth. But if you eat an apple, it should probably take another 5. It would take at least 5 minutes for a normal person, I think, to eat an apple. It probably takes me about 10. But a candy bar you can eat in less than a minute, and then it's done. So this one you can savor a little bit. So that's what I was thinking of that. And that's all I gotta say about that. But the recipe is for a raspberry yogurt pop. You can try it. I won't be. It looks like too much work for a popsicle. That's just my thought. So anyway, 209.8, 2.2, 2.2 loss, and 94.4 total. I'll take it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and share it if you think somebody might like to see this. And as always, I'll see you on my daily vlog. If not, I'll see you next week, but always stay safe. Okay, here we go with week 3 of the weekly series. And this week it's when you eat healthier. Just tells you how to pick different things for the different things that you want to focus on. And then the recipe is for raspberry yogurt pops. It looks like too much work for me for a popsicle. So I will just continue to buy the sugar-free popsicles at the store. But if you make this, let me know. Like I said, it just looks like too much work. And it is 3 points on all plans.